And good evening, my friends. It is 10:05 p.m. on June 19th, 2024. The full moon is almost here with us, and it's pretty beautiful tonight in Ottawa, Ontario. The sunset and the moon were at the same time. As the sun was setting, the moon was rising. So early on, as I took a walk, it was a beautiful sight to see. So, yeah, everyone's doing okay and is beating the heat okay and so forth. And I want to give you an update what's been going on since this heat wave has started yesterday. As you know, I collect cans with my bicycle and everything in bottles, and I'm a collector to make some cash as things are so tight right now on Mere Ontario Works budget. So yesterday I went down to a neighborhood that was had the blue recycling day. It reached a high of plus 35, 37. And I started biking down to the neighborhood around 3:30 in the afternoon. The only thing that helped me out was going slow in low gear, drinking lots of water, stopping under the shade, and taking lots of breaks. That's what helped me out yesterday. Anyways, what I did, I spent about 5 hours out in the heat from 3:30 all the way to it was 8 p.m. Around there. So yeah, I've been out there all afternoon to evening collecting cans and so forth. Luckily, not many wine bottles this time for me, just a few, but mainly cans. I made about $20 in total from 3:30 to about 8 p.m. when I finished, which is pretty good. There were no other collectors around because of the heat. I probably was the only crazy one out there collecting cans and bottles in the area anyway. But yeah, there's a way to beat the heat to not get heat exhaustion or heat cramps. And the key, in my experience, is to drink lots of water. Don't overdo it for more than half an hour. Go in the shade, take lots of breaks, and more importantly, have your Gatorade in handy. I went to the Walmart after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I guess, after collecting cans, this water I had, and I got my Gatorade. So that really helped me out. I had a McDonald's hamburger too as well with the cans I cashed in. McDonald's hamburgers are expensive now, actually. It's almost $3 for a hamburger. Luckily at Walmart, the Gatorades were on sale for $1.47. And that's surprisingly only two Gatorade Zeros left, the big ones. And that was really much appreciated in this heat. The Gatorade Zeros are almost all gone. All the other sugar Gatorades, the normal Gatorades, were still mainly in stock. But because a lot of people have problems with sugar, most of the Gatorade Zeros were sold out. So it's a very common thing, people with sugar problems trying to maintain their sugar and so forth. That's one other thing I noticed. So, yeah, I'm very proud of myself. I did not feel any heat cramps or any effects of the heat. By taking several breaks, I went to air-conditioned establishments. I went into a mall for maybe about half an hour just to cool down. I went to McDonald's in the air conditioning to eat my hamburger for maybe about 15 minutes to cool down. Went to Walmart for a 10-minute walk inside the store to cool down as well. And that helped me out. By the evening, it was getting more cool, which is a good thing. It was a long ride home. I still had power. I had I didn't have any heat exhaustion or heat cramps, so I was lucky. However, today is 10 times worse. It was plus 28, like 7:30 in the morning. 8 o'clock in the morning was almost 30 already. 9 a.m. was like plus 30. Oh, it got to me. It got to me. What happened was I cycled downtown to have breakfast out, of course. It wasn't a protein-filled meal. It was more of a pancake with syrup, lots of sugar and everything. And then I had an egg sandwich with a muffin somewhere else with a coffee and a half, lots of water. And I didn't have any Gatorade today, though. So without the Gatorade and I was sweating so early in the morning, I fell off my bike. Well, I didn't fall off my bike. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was cycling down this path I go down like 1,000 times all the time. There's gravel there on the road and the pavement, and I'm used to it. But I suppose when the heat hits you, it hits you pretty fast. Because I was cycling around the corner like I always do. I never fall down. I was cycling kind of slow because I was tired and the heat was starting to get to me. Although I did not feel sick, I did not feel dizzy, but I fell off my bike. I fell sideways in the gravel. I went in the gravel and I was going around the corner and I kind of went backwards and fell down. In slow motion, mind you. I don't have much scratch on my arm at all, just a bit of a red mark there. I fell down, grabbing onto the recycling bin nearby, a bin, and used my glove to maintain my fall so I didn't fall down too hard. So as I fell, I used my glove to hold me up, and I fell down. Only got one little scratch, a little bit of abrasions here. No scratches really that noticeable. One little tiny dot of a cut on my knee, one little dot of a cut on my elbow, and that's it. Just washed it off. Everything was okay. So I was lucky. My reaction time was so good for not falling down. I did not get scratched up really badly by the gravel or several scratching marks and bleeding everywhere. So that's a good thing about that. Point of matter is the heat can hit you like 1,000 bricks without any warning. Even though I felt okay, I still fell off my bike because it affected my coordination and my focus more. So when you're out exercising, it can affect your coordination, affect your focus, and you tend to be more prone to have more accidents, I imagine, which happened with me. It could have been worse. It could have been on the street, for crying out loud. So, yeah, no cycling today for me after that. I was going to go out in the evening in another neighborhood across town and get more cans and bottles. But after that incident, and I was obviously affected by the heat, I decided to take it easy. I went out for a nice walk, sunset walk. I walked down, I took the subway downtown, and I dressed up a nice little dress and nice little earrings. I dressed up. You might say I had a date with myself. So, and I felt good from exercising so much and cutting down my drinking drastically, what I'm very proud of. Health is coming back, muscles are coming back. I'm feeling better, more endurance. So I decided to treat myself for a nice little walk with earrings and nice dress and everything, all that. It's a nice dress and it's cool. It's a very cool, nice dress actually. And yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I did is I had a nice walk from Ottawa. I took the O train down to Baysview, where they are basically testing the new train in that section. And I walked down toward the river and where the old railroad tracks were. They have now a bridge across going to Gatineau now, which is good. I'm going to use that path for my cycling ventures actually in the future, very near future. New spot to cycle. So I walked along there, and there was some. There was there were two women there, Chinese women, who were fishing, and I love fishing, so I stopped to watch them a bit. They were catching catfish like the size of that. They had a pail of catfish with them. I thought they were going to catch them release, but they're catching the fish for obviously to have food for themselves or to give to a store for selling. I'm not sure. Catfish, I like catfish, and they were pretty big, but I will not eat catfish in the Ottawa River. So, anyways, I saw them. It was nice to see them fishing, and they're reeling in big catfish, pretty big catfish. They had three of them in the pail, and as I was watching, they reeled one in. Like they're pretty big. These catfish, really meaty. But I will not eat catfish from Ottawa. And whenever they're selling those too, I will not want to eat them. To be honest. Hopefully, not selling them to Metro. I know Metro down in some areas or other stores won't get catfish from local people or in Chinatown because that's kind of iffy. But I'm sure they know what they're doing. They'll have more reliable resources to get their fish, no doubt. So yeah, it was good to see people fishing. So I went walking along to the Gatineau side. There were no mosquitoes biting me, and I just relaxed and watched two nice ducks cuddle to each other by the rocks, listening to the creek in the river beside me, reflecting on well, just reflecting on things about the future and about how nice it is to be in nature and so forth. Nature is so healing. It was so nice to hear the river flowing and all the people in my past who are bad influences, who are bullies, the neighbors giving me problems with drug problems and so forth, and bullying problems, and defamation obviously is involved. Serious defamation of my character, their ways and so forth. But that's their life. They're vindictive, they're bullies, they're liars. You can't trust a word they say. They're criminal oriented, drugs are involved, so it's their problem. And of course, they're very racist, picking on me and call me a lot of names that are totally racist. So, anyways, that's that. That's their problem, not my problem. I won't be surprised walking out in my nice little dress by myself. Blah blah blah. All the racist comments going on. It's like, get your drugs in order, people. Get your lives in order. I'd rather be in nature. It was nice for me. I like dressing up. I cycle a lot. I work hard cooking cans. And I felt nice. With all the muscle I'm starting to build up again and getting in shape again, feeling good. It is nice to wear this nice dress that someone got me actually. And it's very comfortable. And it was just nice to take a nice walk in nature. No mosquitoes, hearing the birds, nice skies with all kinds of different beautiful clouds and so forth. I saw two hawks too, by the way, actually. Two hawks, a pair of hawks in the trees flying around there. They were pretty big. I'm not sure, they weren't eagles, they were hawks for sure. It was just a beautiful sight to see. Nature's just beautiful. And we have to get to know nature more for healing and so forth. And try our best to protect the forest from burning down with forest fires. There have been a few cases where people deliberately set fires to the forest in some cases, which is totally disgusting. Those people who do that is just disgusting. Disgusts me when people try to, careless in the forest and cause a forest fire or do it on purpose. It's just sick. Yeah, and I feel nice. I dated myself, even put my little perfume on, just like vanilla smelling perfume. And it's nice to date yourself. You don't need a man in your life. It's nice to be good in shape. I work hard. I got a date pass from the bus driver when I got on, and that was really nice. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste this. I'm not going to waste the date pass. I'm going to go for a nice little long walk and enjoy the sunset. And I did that, and it was just wonderful. And thank you so much for that driver. Like, it's really nice after working so hard on my bike. I was going to go downtown and try to get an ice cream cone, maybe. But it's $7 for ice cream cone, so I'm like, forget that. I'm not paying $7 for ice cream. So I just got 2 beers for $6. I'm drinking one right now with ice cubes in it for a change. And at the food bank today, I didn't get too much. No eggs, only for families only. The big cartons, I imagine. I couldn't carry my bike anyway. But I got chili. What else did I get? Lots of crackers with salt for the heat, a chocolate bar. Oh, Aero bar. It melted in 15, 20 minutes to a liquidy kind of mush inside the package. I also got some strawberries and a banana. So when I was in the market, here's an idea. You want fondue? Don't go for the expensive stuff. Just get a chocolate bar, let it melt in the heat wave, and then use that as fondue for your strawberries or what have you. That's what I did. I opened the wrapper and the chocolate was not liquidy melty, but it was soft and mushy enough for me to dump my strawberries in there to enjoy a warm melted chocolate. And it was warm melted chocolate from the heat and still melting. So I had my own personal fondue in the market with my strawberries dipping in the Aero bar that melted. Yum, yum. Cheaper than the real fondue fountain. That's a good idea for you guys. Get an Aero bar, get a dark chocolate Aero bar, whatever you want. You don't need the Hershey's liquid chocolate, which is more expensive. And in this heat wave like this, let it melt naturally. Get your fruits, a cantaloupe or strawberries, and just dip it in there. Much more cheaper than getting the Hershey's chocolate syrup or getting your own fondue. Simple, cheaper. And never occurred to me when I saw the chocolate bar melted and had the strawberries. Hey, and the chocolate was warmly melted, like real fondue, like real melted warm chocolate. Dip the strawberries in that in this heat wave and enjoy. Much more cheaper than everything else, Improvise. I also got some tea also, but I can make my own iced tea. You don't need for hot tea. So I'm going to use the tea and make my own iced tea at home. I got my juice jug and everything. So I'm going to make iced tea like crazy, which will help me out. Just have to get some sugar or some. I don't use Spriva or anything like that. Or those sweeteners. One of them I have a reaction to, but I rather use a. You can use a dash of honey or maple syrup, but those are expensive too, depending on your budget and so forth. But yeah, want your own fondue? Just get an aero bar or any kind of bar, let it melt in the heat wave, and you got your own little warm fondue, and it was warm. Naturally from the heat wave. That's how hot it was. The chocolate was warm as I dipped the strawberries in that beautiful fondue. Melted aero bar, and it was warm. That's how hot it was, my friends. It's no wonder I fell off my bike and so forth. I underestimated the heat. I Gatorade is what helped me the night before. I did not have Gatorade at all this morning, and it was really hot earlier in the morning than normal. And I had more coffee. Coffee can dehydrate you as well. So that may have been a factor in my disorientation or unfocus when I fell down in the gravel pathway there, which never happened before in the same spot I cycled so many times. But the heat can slow your reflexes too. So you got to be careful of that. So in this heat wave, my friends, you got to be careful. Um, Sports, it does slow your reflexes and everything, and things can happen without any warning like that. So you got to be careful with the heat wave. So yeah, that's the thing I want to talk about right now. The heat, how it can hit you like a ton of bricks. How even it can make you lose your focus. It can even slow your reflexes down, much like drinking and driving too. Like, of course, in the car you have your air conditioning. If you have air conditioning in a newer car, but yeah, the heat can really affect your focus and so forth, as I found out today. So yeah, of course, drinking too much and the people doing drugs out there is 10 times worse and more dangerous. You never know what can happen. So yeah, just take care. Don't underestimate the power of overheating and possible heat stroke or heat exhaustion or something unexpected that can make you have a bad accident or a fall or something. So yeah, have a cool bath. I had a cool bath early on for half an hour, and that helped me out a lot. Um, some people say you can put a cold towel on your fan or something. Haven't tried that yet. With my fan on. And yeah, I have another little fan I'm putting on the floor for my cat. But she sleeps beside me in this chair, so she gets the fan on her as well. So yeah, keep your pets cool too as well. Even keep a fan on the floor for your pets too. Like you have a fan for your bed, and if your pets are on the floor, try get a fan on the floor for your pets, so the fan will keep the pets cool too as well. So it's another thing to keep in your mind. For your pets, your dog and cat, if they're on the ground, try getting a ground level fan for your pets to keep them cool on the floor. So that's another idea as well. So yeah, this heat wave is pretty intense for Ottawa, Ontario, and Ontario area. So these are the tips of how to keep yourself cool. Be careful if you're doing sports or cycling, even or jogging. Be careful in the heat. And for your pets, keep a fan on the floor if they're floor sleepers and so forth. And Yeah, that's the best thing to do. So that's about it for now. We're just talking about the heat mainly and keeping safe. And do not underestimate the power of a heat wave. This is the hot one. It's, the worst day was today. So hopefully nobody got really sick. The ambulance was probably very busy. There's probably a lot of people who passed out from the heat and so forth. And there are probably a lot of, hopefully no one has died from heat exhaustion or heat stroke. But I'm sure that the ambulance was busy and there was a lot of people who have been affected by this unusual, very intense heat wave. So again, take care, make rich, take care of your pets, keep a ground fan on the floor for your pets, keep them cool too as well, and take it easy. Don't overdo it. We're not Superman or Superwomen. That's it, my friends. Make rich, take care, stay safe, and keep hydrated and get those Gatorades, electrolytes in your system, salt in your water if you have no Gatorade. But yeah, please stay safe and keep hydrated and keep cool. Make rich.